Welcome to my channel. Let's learn with MG.
Have you ever wondered what animals are saying? Let's meet Dr. Dolittle, the doctor who could talk to animals. Animal language. Did you know that animals can talk? Asked Polynesia, the parrot. I knew that parrots can talk, said the doctor. Oh, we parrots can talk in two languages, people's language and bird language, said Polynesia proudly. If I say, Polly wants a cracker, you understand me. But hear this, kakaoii, fifi. Good gracious, cried the doctor. What does that mean? That means, is the porridge hot yet, in bird language. You never talked that way to me before, said the doctor. You wouldn't have understood me if I had, said Polynesia, dusting some cracker off her left wing. Tell me some more, said the doctor, all excited, and he rushed over to the dresser drawer and came back with a book and a pencil. Now, don't go too fast. I'll write it down. This is interesting. Give me the birds ABC. First, slowly. So that was the way the doctor came to know that animals had a language of their own and could talk to one another. That afternoon, while it was raining, Polynesia sat on the kitchen table giving him bird words to put down in the book. At tea time, when the dog, Jip, came in, the parrot said to the doctor, See, he's talking to you. Looks to me as though he were scratching his ear, said the doctor. But animals don't always speak with their mouths, said the parrot in a high voice, raising her eyebrows. They talk with their ears, with their feet, with their tails, with everything. Sometimes they don't want to make a noise. Do you now see the way he's twitching up one side of his nose? What does that mean? Asked the doctor. That means, can't you see that it has stopped raining? Polynesia answered. He is asking you a question. Dogs nearly always use their noses for asking questions. Soon, with the parrot's help, the doctor learned the language of the animals so well that he could talk to them himself and understand everything they said. Then he gave up being a people's doctor altogether. As soon as the word spread that John Dolittle was going to become an animal doctor, old ladies began to bring him their pet pugs and poodles who had eaten too much cake, and farmers came from many miles to show him sick cows and sheep. One day, a plow horse was brought to him, and the poor thing was terribly glad to find a man who could talk in horse language. You know, doctor, said the horse, that vet over the hill knows nothing at all. He has been treating me 6 weeks now for spavins. What I need is spectacles. I am going blind in one eye. There's no reason why horses shouldn't wear glasses like humans. But he never even looked at my eyes. He kept on giving me big pills. Of course you need spectacles, said the doctor. I'll get you one at once. Guess what, doctor? I would like a pair just like yours. Only green, said the horse. They'll keep the sun out of my eyes while I'm plowing the 50-acre field. Certainly, said the doctor smilingly. Green ones you shall have. You know, the trouble is that just anyone and everyone think they can treat animals just because we don't complain. As a matter of fact, it takes a much cleverer man to be a really good animal doctor than it does to be a good people's doctor. John Dolittle gave the horse a fine big pair of green spectacles, and the plow horse could see as well as ever. Soon enough, it became a common sight to see farm animals wearing glasses in the country round Puddleby. Later, different kinds of animals came to see the doctor, and he had to have special doors made for each kind. He wrote horses over the front door, cows over the side door, and sheep on the kitchen door. Even the mice had a tiny tunnel into the cellar, where they waited patiently in rows for the doctor to come round to them. The birds who flew to other countries in the winter told the animals in foreign lands about the doctor. In this way, he became better known as an animal doctor than a people's doctor, and he was happy and liked his life very much. And that's how Dr. Dolittle became a wonderful animal doctor. Animals have their own ways of communicating. If we listen carefully, we can understand them.
If you enjoyed today's lesson, please like, share, and subscribe my channel Let's Learn with MG. Thank you for watching!